Good morning. Happy summer. I hope everybody is enjoying their time off. School is over now, so we get a few weeks of just hanging out at home and relaxing and spending time with parents and maybe going to the beach or going to the pool. But we also have to remember that whenever we are on break, if we don't use our reading and we're not doing our reading and we're not practicing our sight words, our brain sometimes will forget. And so then when you go back to school, you're going to be further behind than when you left school. So in order to keep our brain fresh and to keep our brain remembering all of the important things that we learned this year in school, if we listen and we read and we practice some of those skills and we do our I ready, some of those things will help us stay nice and sharp for when we start school next year. So today we are going to read chapter 5 of Junie B Jones and Her Big Fat Mouth. And if you remember, well, let's go back to chapter 4 called Dumb Ollie. Remember, she's having a job day at her school and she has to dress up as her favorite occupation or what job she wants when she grows up. But she told the kids that she wanted to be someone who used keys, who painted, and who saved lives. So she's trying to think of a job that she could do that does all three of those things. And last week we were reading about Dumb Ollie where she got off the bus and she was so nervous and she came into the nursery, her baby's room, and she was screaming and yelling, I have a problem, I have a problem, and woke up the baby and the baby was crying. So she was feeling like she was not heard because everybody was always taking care of that baby. So today we're going to read chapter 5 called Shining, right? Like shining, like the light shines or the sun might shine in your eyes, shining. So we're going to find out what that means in a minute. But before we start, we have 3 words to learn. Courtesy, right? Being kind, considerate, and respectful. So using your manners. If you're courtesy, that means if somebody asks you, if you say, can I have some milk, please? You're using your manners. You're being courteous. The soldiers showed courtesy to one another by their salute, right? If you see soldiers, whenever they see each other, they will salute to be respectful or courtesy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letters. And if we count the syllables, courtesy, we get 3 syllables. When you clap, you can clap with your hands, courtesy, or you can use your fingers, courtesy. In every part, you put up a finger. So there's 3 syllables in the word courtesy. Very good. I don't see any little tiny sight words in there, but I do see like the owl, right? Right there. Very good. Next word, I think you guys will know this one, but flashlight. A flashlight. A battery-operated light. Flashlight. I'm sure you have them at our house. In our classroom on Fridays, we have Flashlight Fridays where we read in the dark with our flashlights. We use the flashlight when the electricity went out. So we might hear the word flashlight today. Let's count those letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that is a compound word. Flash is a word and light is a word. So flash, light, flashlight. It's a compound word, 2 words put together. And if we count it, flash, light, it has 2 syllables. And last one, if you guys have a little baby brother or sister, you might know what this is. It's called a pacifier. Pacifier, a plastic nipple used by babies to help them calm down by sucking. And this is a pacifier. So the baby sucks on this, kind of like a lollipop, and it helps keep them nice and calm and stop crying. The baby calmed down after he began sucking on his pacifier. Pacifier, very good. And pacifier, let's count the letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letters. And pacifier, 4 syllables, which is kind of silly because you think that the longer the word, the more syllables it would have. But flashlight, we said, only has 2 syllables. And pacifier has 4. And it's a shorter word. So sometimes they're long and sometimes they're not. So we're going to listen for those words today. Pacifier, courtesy, and flashlight. And when you hear them, remember, wiggle those fingers so that I remember that you've heard them. Okay, so let's find out what happens. Shining. When I went back inside, Ollie was still very screaming. That's because Mother couldn't find his pacifier. So the baby's still crying and Mommy's trying to calm the baby down by rocking him and he's missing his pacifier. Pacifiers are what babies like to suck on, except I don't know why, because one time I sucked on Ollie's and it tasted like my red sneakers. Just then, Mother runned out of Ollie's room, and her hair was sticking out very much, and her clothes were all wrinkly, and she was wearing one sock, and that is all. So Mom's tired, right? Mommy is tired. Having a baby is a lot of work. Where is it? Where is the pacifier? It didn't just disappear into thin air, you know, she hollered very loud. So Mommy's trying to find the pacifier for the babies to calm him down. Then me and Daddy had to help Mother look for the pacifier, speedy quick, because she was losing her grip, I think. I looked in the couch. That's because sometimes if you push your hand way under the cushions, you can find some good stuff under there. This time I found 3 Cheetos and a popcorn. They were very delicious. So she looked under the cushions, the little pillows on the couch, and she found some Cheetos and some popcorn, and she ate it. It's probably old and gross. After that, I looked under Daddy's big chair, only it was too dark to see under there. So I runned and I getted the flashlight. Because I learned about flashlights in school, remember? Flashlights are fun to shine in the dark. I shined it in the dark closet and also down in the dark basement steps. Then I remembered another dark place, and its name was Screaming Ollie's room, because his shades were pulled down for his nap. That's why I ran right in there very fast. Look, I said, screaming to Screaming Ollie, I've got a flashlight. I shined it on his ceiling. See that little round circle of shine up there, I said. Then I shined it on his jungle wallpaper. And see all the monkeys, Ollie? And the hippopot of something, I said. Only Screaming Ollie just kept right on screaming, and he didn't show any courtesy to me. Courtesy, respect. Courtesy is the school word for listening very politely. That's how come I shined it right in his big, fat, crying mouth. Except for just then a problem happened, and it's called Mother sneaked up on me in a quiet sock. Junie B Jones, what in the world do you think you're doing? She hollered. Remember to scream really loud. So there's she there's Mom. She's ready to lose it. Her patients are all gone. There's Junie B Jones shining the flashlight in baby Ollie's mouth. So she really was trying to be nice and help Mommy look for the pacifier, but now she's getting distracted and she's shining the flashlight in the baby's mouth. I did a big gulp and then my heart got very pumpy because I was in big trouble, that's why. I'm shining, I said real soft. Get out, she said. Out right now. And so that's how come I started to leave, except for then the flashlight shined on the floor and I saw something very wonderful down there. Hey, look, it's the pacifier, I shouted. I found the pacifier. It was hiding under the rocking chair. Then I hurried to pick it up and I gave it to Mother. Her face got relief on it. Relief is like, whew, thank goodness we found it. Thank goodness, she said. Yes, thank goodness, I said back. Mother wiped the pacifier off and then she blowed on it very hard. Yeah, only can't blow off germs, you know, I said, because stuff spent on the ground is very dangerous. And so then Mother gave me the pacifier and I washed it off with soap and water. Remember, just like she learned about the cherry lifesavers at school when she picked up the candy off the ground and then the custodian, like Mr. Pete, came and yelled at her and said, put that out. That's dangerous. It's been on the ground. And so then Mother gave me the pacifier and I washed it off with soap and water. And guess what? Then I put it right in Ollie's mouth and he stopped crying. Mother looked proud of me. Where did you get so smart? She asked. At school, that's where, I said. Then all of a sudden my eyes got big and wide because a very great idea popped inside my head. Hey, I thought of it, I hollered. I thought of what I can be for job day. Okay, so she's used the flashlight. She's got keys, painting something, and saving the day. We've read about this person in this story, so I wonder who she's going to be. Then I jumped up and down and I runned all down the hall. Daddy was in his chair reading the paper and I busted through it with my head. I thought of it. I thought of what kind of job I can be when I grow up. Daddy said, slow down to me. That's because he didn't know what the heck I was talking about, of course. Yeah, only I can't slow down, I explained, because I'm very celebrating, and now I don't even have tension in me anymore. Just then Mother came into the room. What's all this excitement about? She asked. I clapped my hands together. I have an announcement. That's what it's all about, I said real happy. Well, what is it? Said Mother. Tell us. And so then I stood up straight and tall, and I told my mother and Daddy the name of the job I'm going to be when I grow up. That's a good one, right? I said, very excited. That's the bestest job you ever heard of, isn't it? Except for Mother and Daddy didn't answer me. They just kept looking and looking at each other. Then Daddy did a funny smile, and Mother said the word, oh boy. The end of chapter 5. So she knows what she wants to be whenever she grows up, and she knows what she's going to be for job day. So I wonder if we can guess or make a prediction, a good guess about what she's going to be. Remember, painting, uses keys, uses a flashlight, and saves people. I guess we're going to find out tomorrow in chapter 6, tingling. All right, you guys have a great day. Stay safe and have fun, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.